Cedar Point, America's rock and roller coast, located right on Lake Erie in Sandusky, Ohio. And it has got a ton of roller coasters, so much stuff for kids to do. This is the premier Cedar Fair park. So, you just entered the park. If you have to get a wheelchair or a stroller rental, that's going to be to your right. If you want to get your child measured, see if they can get a wristband, that's off to your left. If you want to get a fast pass and purchase it at the park, that's also to your left. I would suggest doing this online before you get to the park. Same goes for the wheelchair and stroller rentals. You're going to want to reserve those online ahead of time. So I'm going to give you guys a great piece of advice. If you plan to go to Cedar Point more than one day, which I strongly suggest, it is a huge park. There's a lot of ground to cover, and I would suggest a minimum of 2 days. One person in your party should buy a platinum pass. This will run you between $250 and $300. Now I know that's a lot of money, but this includes free parking. It also includes discounted bring a friend tickets. You would probably save between $5 and $10 per ticket. However, the big benefit to this is your bring a friend tickets will allow your guest to arrive 1 hour early and enter the park with you. Let me tell you, this is huge, because that in itself, you can basically get the first 3 roller coasters out of the way and focus on the back of the park once the park opens. So you're going to want to hit up Valraven, Raptor, and Gatekeeper. After that, the park's probably going to be open, and I would head right to Millennium Force. Even though this has a very good capacity and pumps people out, I would still go to Millennium Force first, and then go right to Maverick, and then to Steel Vengeance. Steel Vengeance doesn't always open up right when the park does, so keep your eye on the app, which I strongly recommend downloading the Cedar Point app so you can figure out what's open and what's running. So I would suggest, if you're only there for one day, I would definitely say get the Fast Lane Plus, because it's definitely worth it. It's a very costly expense, but if you want to get on any of these rides, Cedar Point gets some of the largest crowds and largest wait times of any park I've ever been to. It is absolutely crazy how long some of the lines get. So keep that in mind. I suggest going on a weekday versus the weekend. If you go on a weekend, definitely get the Fast Lane Plus, or it's not even really worth going, quite honestly. So you're probably 2 to 3 hours into your day. You're going to want to stop at the Farmhouse Kitchen and Grill. Let me tell you what, they have some excellent food here. And you definitely have to get the smashed fried potatoes. They're phenomenal. This place is also included in the all-day dining deal, which will run you between $35 and $45. Eat all day every 90 minutes, so it is well worth it. So Cedar Point has some really awesome kiddie coasters, one being Woodstock Express. They also have one Wilderness Run, and that's also a nice kiddie coaster. They also have another one called Pipe Scream, which is a cool, I really wouldn't even classify it as a coaster, but it's a cool little experience. I think they classify it as a roller coaster, but seems more like a flat ride to me. Anyway, moving forward, they have another awesome mine train ride. I will say this thing had some pretty cool theming to it, but it was a very rough ride. So most of them usually are, so it didn't really surprise me there. Cedar Point also has some really excellent flat rides, especially for the kids. Another coaster that Cedar Point has that tends to get a very long line, and this mostly has to do with the fact that they tend to only run one train, and that would be Gemini. And this is a dueling hybrid coaster. Another coaster that most roller coaster enthusiasts love is Magnum XL 200, and this pumps some people out. I mean, they really get that line moving. You very seldom do you have to wait there. Another coaster that I would say maybe you should try and do right when the park opens is the Iron Dragon, and that would be because there is no fast lane for this ride. Do me a favor and smash that like and subscribe button. Hopefully this was helpful. I want to make one more suggestion. If you can, avoid staying close to the park because these hotels tend to get very pricey. You can find very decent hotels within 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the park, and it's well worth it. Thanks again for watching,